right. Let's make sure we in here. Welcome to the Glow Up Guide, how to bounce back from breakups and heartache like a boss. I'm your presenter, Derek Jackson. Now, before we get started, let's make sure first off, you guys can hear and see me okay. Put your city and state down in the comments. I'm going to open up the chat real quick. Put your city and state down in the comments. I'm about to minimize me so y'all can see the slides. All right. And if you're looking for me, I'm down at the bottom. But while you guys are doing that, let me open up the chat. While you guys are doing that, I want to give you a little bit of background as to who this is even for. Because when we talk about glowing up, some people think more superficial. Some people don't have a real reason why. But this particular conversation is extremely personal to me. It's personal. But I don't want it to be confused as if this is for everybody. There's social media content that's great for a lot of people. This is specifically for the woman who gave everything. If this is you, type me down in the chat. If this is you, type me down in the chat. But the woman that gave everything just to see the person that you gave everything to go and give their best to somebody else. Basically prove they were capable of everything you were asking for, waiting for, praying for, working for, hoping to just get reciprocity, and that's what it would look like, but they're giving it to somebody else. Put I down in the chat. This is not for everybody. That's what I want to make clear. This glow up guide is for a very specific woman, or a woman that's still dealing with some of the grief, some of the regret, some of the unforgiveness from not listening to her gut. Put I down in the chat if that's you. Hoping things would change, only to feel betrayed by your own hope. Put I down in the chat if that's you. Or if you're a woman that's rebuilding your life, you done got taken advantage of financially, emotionally, mentally, you got new triggers you never had before. You done gained weight or lost weight that you hadn't dealt with before that last relationship. This person just done wrecked you. Like, you're living out that old saying of how the wrong relationship can set you back 10 years. Maybe you had children by this man he's not helping taking care of, or he's just popping in and out, weekend parenting, while all the stress and the weight is on you. For that woman, type I down in the chat if that's you. Work, bills, broken trust, all of this weight is on your shoulders to somehow figure out. Put I down in the chat if that's you. For the woman that's dealing with the grief of being a good girl and still not getting what she deserves from that. I didn't even put this on the slide. Again, this ain't no TED Talk. I'm really talking to y'all today. Like, if you're that woman, put I down in the chat. And what I mean by grief of the good girl is you did everything right. You loved hard. You were loyal in your relationships. But guess what? You still are left without the love of your life. And you got to see other people have what it is that you know that you want. You're not jealous in a sense. You're just wondering why that can't be me. Why I can't be the one walking down the aisle. Why I can't be the one being loved properly. Why am I the one being frustrated on the dating scene, starting over at this age when I did everything right? I wasn't a whore. And I'm not here to shame nobody. But I'm talking about the good girl in terms of you followed the rules they said follow, and yet you didn't get the rewards that you were due. And there's nobody doing anything about it. Put I down in the chat if you've had that grief, that feeling of almost like, man, I should have just did what I wanted to do anyway. I should have just took revenge. I should have went on the whatever dates, got flued out. I should have just did it how everybody else is doing it. Put I down in the chat. This is a safe space. Okay. This is also for the woman that is not done. You're not done. You've been counted out. You've been told certain things by your ex, but you're not done. And I made this specifically for women, and I'm gonna get into it in just a bit because out of the two genders, out of men and women, I'm not here to get into all the other gender talk, but women are the ones who are usually left to carry the blame, the shame, the weight after a relationship fails, after a family breaks apart. Y'all are the ones who have to take all of that on, spiritually, financially. So it's important for you guys to understand that when I'm talking about a glow up to you, that woman, if you put I down in the chat, it ain't just about bouncing back in terms of rebuilding what was broken. It's about proving to yourself you were never broken. You were hurt, but never broken, not beyond repair. Not beyond repair by a long shot. And you see, again, like I said, this is personal to me because I come from resilience. This for those who don't know, my name is Derek Jackson. I usually talk about standards, boundaries. I'm the mentor and relationship coach for women with high standards. Okay, that's what I'm known as. Billions of views. I've been on every stage. I've been doing this now 15 years, 15 books, over 500,000 sold to date, made good money, but I don't care about none of that. The whole reason why I got into this space before it was cool, before it was trendy to talk about relationships is because I came from resilience. I was raised by a single mother of 5 up until I was about 15 years old. That's whenever she got married. But most of my childhood was spent seeing a woman put everything on her back, and I didn't even know how much she was struggling until I got older and I could really appreciate her. But whenever I got on social media, I noticed something. I'm looking at one version of a woman, and this is all I know, as well as my sisters, I guess. But then on social media, the woman is just blasted, especially a single mom after a certain age, especially a single mom who's a single woman, period, gets talked about so bad on social media. And I'm like, okay, nobody else has ever seen a woman like my mama. Like, a lot of us have been raised by women like this, supported, nurtured, fed by women like this, but nobody's going to speak up. So I made it my business to speak up. It's really as simple as that. My first teacher of resilience was my mom. She survived certain things. She overcame. She's thriving despite certain things that people in a literal sense need professional help just to live through. I'm talking about literal. I'm talking about life or death. She overcame certain things people need professional help to just live through. We ain't talking about it was an obstacle here and there, but that's her story to share. So I'm not going to get too deep into that. But she was the first person I saw with odds stacked against her. We was raised in the South. Me and my sisters and my brother. We were raised in the South. And, Baptist church, old school thinking. A lot of people with something to say about a woman coming up in there with all these kids and no daddy around. That was my first picture of true strength. And then I didn't know how much I would need that foundation until I had my own go through. Now, some of y'all may remember about 5 or 6 years ago, behind the scenes, there was so much going on. Just for a public downfall to be on the way, like I don't even know if I've seen it before. I'm talking about back-to-back deaths. Y'all remember I just said my mama got married when I was about 15 years old. The only father figure I knew passed away. And this was only 3 weeks after my mother's only sister passed away. So 2 back-to-back, just imagine how she's feeling, by the way, but 2 back-to-back very close deaths in my family. I'll never forget it. I can't think straight. On top of that, my marriage is in shambles. I got married in my 20s. I don't recommend, but that's beside the point. But I got married in my 20s. That marriage is falling apart. Back-to-back close deaths in the family. And at the repast of my daddy's funeral, those of y'all know what a repast is the space right after the funeral takes place, the family gets together. I see that there's a video going viral talking about some things that I did in my 20s. I'm very open with my fan base, but a lot of people didn't know. Like, I wasn't always the most faithful, honest, good, integral guy. And this is now surfacing, even though it's old, it's surfacing now. And I got to confront this head on. I can't even grieve with my family. I can't even wipe my tears from one situation before I got to deal with this. I can't think straight. So here I am internally falling apart. Not only at the repast, I got to leave there just to go and just say, to get in front of this and let people know, hey, this is not some lie. I'm not trying to brush it. I want to take full accountability. It's all on me. For those women out there, it may not be a public figure situation, but to your church family, to your friends and family, to your et cetera, you got to have people all up in your business, and you are just human. This is something, maybe something that you did. Maybe it was a baby daddy that you chose. Maybe it was somebody you went back to. Maybe it was something you did that was totally out of character. Maybe it was something you did while you were in survival mode, like me. And you ain't got no time machine to turn it back, but people just talking and they trying to hold you to that. I know how you feel. I know how you feel, but I also know how it feels to build back stronger. I know how it feels to glow up from that situation. I know how it feels to be counted out by your ex or whoever it is, but you're the one that gets to decide whether or not you are finished. Because I had it all planned out too. I had my perfect life. I had white picket fence. I want to have it just like this, and it's going to be so great and abundant. But then here comes something completely different. Public shame. I'm talking about starting over again. I'm talking about the version of me that had got me to that point was completely obliterated. Can I just keep it real with y'all for a second? I want to just be real. Do I got permission to keep it real with y'all? And I was praying, and I'm sitting there praying harder than ever, but I'm like, the more I pray, the worse things get. Because I didn't know at the time that sometimes God will allow your own decision making to break you so he can finally rebuild you the right way. Not that it was easy. I had to face my part in it. You know, the scrutiny, the humiliation, the whole nine, just like a lot of you walking around with multiple kids by different daddies, and or you walking around at a certain age and you still single and you did have a good guy, or but maybe you wasn't ready yet, you wasn't healed yet. Maybe you showed up in a relationship, it wasn't your best. It wasn't your best. The hardest thing, but the most beneficial thing, is to say, okay, it is what it is, but what can I control? What can I impact? It's bad now, financially, emotionally, mentally, it's bad. But what can I do? And that's the beauty in rock bottom, because it's where excuses die and your self-respect is born. And so for me, and like a lot of you, I had this shift where, again, I didn't just like witness my mama being resilient. I'm understanding it's my turn to walk in that. I'm understanding that. Because I had a why, the same way she had when I had a why. I got children. I got a son with my name. I got a junior. I got a daughter that looked just like me. And everything she believes about herself started with something that she believed about me. Yeah, I'm strong because my daddy is strong. I make a lot of jokes because my daddy make a lot of jokes. So for me, I had my why. And this is something I want you guys to think about right now. As you are looking to glow up, what is your why? Now, it can't just be you. That's good now. But if you got somebody else, maybe it's a future tense why, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your children, maybe it's your niece and nephews, somebody, what is your why? And if it is you, okay, stick with that. Be authentic, cool. But this is the point when you define that why, this is kind of your superpower, because a part of glowing up is to break a lot of bad patterns, unlearn a lot. And when you do that, it's not going to be easy. And you're going to need that superpower of your why to get through that. You're going to need the superpower. So again, mine was my children. You establish yours. That's going to be your fire. When you don't feel motivated, you just getting discouraged and everybody talking and people shame you and they said ain't nobody going to want you, et cetera, et cetera. I'm here to tell you, you can still elevate beyond all of that. And so for me, I came from that point, rock bottom, established my why, and I started my climb. Now, mine may be a little bit different than y'all's because I'm a man. But I really think it's the consistent formula of building physical strength or dealing with the physical, the 4 pillars of a glow up, dealing with your physical glow up step by step. Mine was to gain strength and all these things, develop mental clarity. You want to glow up mentally, right? You want to glow up financially. You want to glow up. And when it comes to your emotional state on a daily basis, every comeback is a crown waiting to be claimed. Ellie says, my granddaughter is my why. Love that. I love that. So give you guys a little bit more detail, because I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I lived. Like I said, this is personal to me. That's why I don't want 10,000 people to be on this here master class. I want the person who is truly serious and ready for their glow up. So for me, again, it started physically, physically and mentally. Because to even get into the physical, I had to deal with some things mentally. And I'll get into the details of it, but more so what you can do. I focused on my mental from my meditation and other things like that. And I got more locked in physically than ever before. I always like working out, but when you're going through life, you can get away from things that you typically like. I got in the best shape of my life. I said, you know what? There's a version of me I still haven't achieved that's going to be a slap in the face to everybody who turned their back on me when I needed the most, just for being human. There's a version of me. What does he look like? What is his mind? What is his mindset? What's going on in his mind? Is it war? Is it rumination? Some of y'all dealing with rumination. That's basically whenever you repeat the same thought over and over again, reliving past conversations over and over again. If that's you, the glow up is going to remove all of that. But that's the smallest part of it. But it does matter. The physical is small, but it does matter. Then again, financially, I wasn't necessarily broke, but whenever life happens, all the weight on your shoulders, you got expenses and stuff, things can fall behind. I don't know about y'all, but I made some mistakes. I had some things fall behind, tanked my credit score down to the 400s. So to glow up financially, it's a lot easier said than done to go out here, establish another stream of income, or go out here, get another job, or go out here and do this thing. For me, I found that the fastest way to get momentum financially was to fix my credit and leverage the banks. My credit was down in the 400s. Now it's up to an 816. And I used that money from the banks. I got 30,000. I'll get into it in a bit, but I got $30,000 instantly once I got my credit up, because once you got good credit, the banks like you. They love lending out money so long as you got a good credit score. And I was able to leverage that to establish multiple streams of income, even outside this main thing that I'm doing here that was under attack at the time. One of the most beneficial things I did in the world. So wherever you are at financially, there's a glow up that you're going to need to truly commit to in order to do the entire glow up. You can't do just one without the other. You can't do three without the other. And emotionally, when everything was going on, I wasn't my best self at the beginning. I'm torn down. I can't even hear my children think. Y'all see they young. Marley, that's Marley. The oldest is Marley. My son, DJ, my daughter, Elisha. They got all the questions and comments in the world. They talk. Their personalities are all big. But whenever you're going through, you can't think straight. And I know for me, I was like, I want to protect them in all of this. I want to be a better me for them through all of this. So I not only got myself a therapist, I got my children a therapist, their own therapist. And today, the children are healthier than ever, according to the therapist evaluation, and we're closer than ever. I thought this whole thing may estrange us a bit. I thought it may have them acting out in school because things are tumultuous, things ain't so stable at home. Like when all of this took place, I didn't know what to expect, but I felt on the brink of depression. I ain't feel on the brink. Honestly, I felt like I was knee deep in depression. But my glow up emotionally couldn't be more fulfilled. And the funny thing about whenever you glow up, it's like you have one concept and it's big and it almost feels unachievable because you don't know how you're going to get there. But it can come with a bonus. You see, I wasn't thinking nothing. Like, again, my life is falling apart and I'm thinking it's horrible. Didn't know it wasn't falling apart. It was falling together. Because in doing all the work to glow up, I ended up attracting the love of my life. This is the bonus. Now, y'all know me. I'm very, very private. But I wanted to put this here because I don't want you guys to listen to those negative thoughts about how ain't nobody else out here. You're never going to find anybody else. Y'all, I done heard it all. The difference was for me, I had certain people in public spaces. I had complete strangers. I had other contemporaries telling me these things about what I could not do going forward. And it's funny because whenever I look for support from brothers, I noticed they couldn't relate. This is why I made this for women. Because what I experienced as a public figure and all of the scrutiny, the shame, the internal battles, y'all, the average woman experiences this anytime a family breaks apart, a bad breakup, years of being with a narcissist, dead end relationship after relationship after relationship. The same thing. Matter of fact, case in point. Look at these statements and put I down in the chat if any of them sound familiar to you. I want you to think about the thing your ex said that sticks with you to this day. Because a lot of y'all were in relationships with your biggest hater. But put I down in the chat if you ever heard anything like, you'll never find somebody who puts up with all the stuff that I put up with. Put I down in the chat. Put I down in the chat if you ever heard your ex say something like, you damaged goods now, ain't nobody gonna want you. Good luck trying to make it on your own. What you gonna do? You can't survive without me. Put I down in the chat. Any of these even sound remotely similar. You're making the biggest mistake of your life. Watch. You're gonna regret it. You think you're gonna find another me? Put I down in the chat if you ever heard anything like any of these. Who's gonna want you with all those kids? Ain't no real man gonna want you. The kind of man that you want ain't gonna want you with all them kids. You think you're gonna do better than me? Watch, just give it some time. Yeah. When you were younger, men may have wanted you. They just want to sleep with you. Your time has passed. Put I down in the chat if you've heard anything like this. I don't care what it is. Think about that thing your ex said that sticks with you, because as important as it is to have your why, your kids or your mama or, somebody you want to help, whatever, for your glow up, what I found to be extremely motivating was all the people I could not let be right. And some people get shamed for wanting revenge or whatever. Look, I honestly think the desire for revenge, I'm not saying revenge itself, but the desire for revenge is totally natural, because it's not really revenge. Somebody take away your best years of your life. They hurt you. They play with you. They didn't murder you, but they murdered a part of you. They murdered a version of you that existed for the time you wasted on them. You want justice. You don't want you're not looking for something bad to happen to a good person. You just want justice. This can't go like this. You want karma. You want your ex to face their karma. Newsflash. The version of you that glows up is your ex's karma. It's not slitted tires. It's not busted windshields. It's not you going back and forth with them and they're trying to smear campaign you. The version of you that glows up is their karma, that they got to look at from the outside looking in and know everything that they said did not come true. Everything they told people about you did not come true. The version of you that's so glowed up, you can't even relate to the version of you that was attracted to them. So let's get into the tangibles. For those who are truly ready to glow up, for those of you who are truly ready to glow up, I want you to think about what the next 90 days version of you looks like. That's the sweet spot. A lot of people try to conceptualize their version of themselves that's, 10 years out, and that's great. But I've noticed that if it's too far out, you can't really emotionally connect to it. And if it's too short term, you can't really get excited about it. But you cannot hit a target you cannot see. So many people say, I want to do better. I want to be better. I just want to live better. Well, that's very vague. Now let's get specific. You ain't got to put this down in the chat, but I want you to conceptualize right now, like we're doing work here now. 90 days from now, how does that version of you look like glowed up? What's her credit score? How much does she make per month? You don't have to put it in the chat. You can if you want to. I want you to think about this. You're not just here to hear me talk and see my pretty face. It's not that pretty, but whatever. Think about the version of you 90 days from now, which is a lot of time to make significant changes in your life. Is she 10 pounds bigger, 20 pounds bigger, smaller in shape, whatever? What does she dress better? Does she have clearer skin? Does she Is she taking more care of her hair? Think about that. How does she look? I want you to literally see how she looks. She's fly. She's confident. Like, how does she walk? See that. How does she look? Because this is the starting point. After you've gotten your why established, this is the starting point for your glow up so we can execute on this. What's her credit score? 700, 750, 800? You put whatever you want down there. How much does she make per month? The glowed up version of you 90 days from now. You ain't just ignore the how. We're going to get to the how. We're going to get to the how. How much does she make per month? $10,000 a month? 20,000? More? Whatever it is. I want you to write this down. Please write this down somewhere. In your notes on your phone, on a piece of paper. And especially this part, how does she feel every single day? I don't care what it's been for the last year, 2 years, 10 years. How does she feel every day? Glowed up, confident, relaxed, at peace, optimistic, motivated, empowered. This is extremely important because what happens whenever we go through toxic relationships and breakups, etc., our mind gets stuck in the past. The first step is going to break all of these patterns and actually start shifting things in your life toward the glowed up version of you. This is how it's done. I've taught this to thousands of women already. Exes spinning the block, begging for another chance. These women are transformed to be unrecognizable in 90 days. It starts here. I love that. Said, I know she feels secure and peaceful. I love that. Now, we envision with a 90-day window. We commit to action with the next 30 days. A next step of action in each of the 4 pillars of the glow up. I'm literally giving you the steps right now. This is the glow up guide. You got your why, right? You're serious about this. You're not playing no games. You're not here just to listen. You're here to take action, right? Comment yes if you're committed to taking action. Comment yes if you're committed to taking the next step of action to make your glow up your reality. The 90 days from now version of you that is glowed up is looking at you right now, and she needs you to commit to a next step. All you need is one next step to glow up in 90 days and become unrecognizable. Comment yes if that's your commitment today. Now, like I said, it's one next step. It ain't everything all at once. It ain't figuring it all out. It ain't your life just being completely different today. It is one action step in the 4 pillars of glowing up, from your mental, physical, emotional, and financial. And you need all 4 of these. You can't do one without the other. I love that. Jeanette, yes. Love that. Leandra, yes. Yeah, keep typing it. Keep typing it. Don't, whatever fear, whatever unbelief, we want to walk in power today. We don't want to walk in fear or in the past. Scrap all of that. We about to do this, y'all. I'm with you. This is personal. Like I said, there's 4 pillars. The physical glow up, okay? And we're going to get into exactly what you can do. This is the part where I tell you that exact next step to take. You can choose whatever you want, whatever one you want. I got several for you. But you're going to reclaim your body. You're going to remind yourself that you were never defined by somebody else's inability to value you. And that does matter. We love to say how, love is an action verb, but self-love is as well. Self-love is as well. And whenever you physically glow up, you see, this is the funny part. Your ex is somewhere telling somebody how you're going to get fat and ugly, or you're going to get skinny and ugly, and you're going to dress bad, and you're going to smell bad, and everybody's going to stay away from you. And they're going to check out your social media. They're going to see you out and about at church, etc., school, wherever you might be, work. But when you physically glow up, without saying a word, without acknowledging your ex even existed, you are going to be calling them and proving to them they're a liar. So 1 pillar, physical. I love that. Ellie, I love that. The emotional glow up, because we want our emotional experience to be optimal. Tony Robbins said that the quality of our life is directly correlated to the quality of emotions we have on a daily basis. We don't want to be stuck ruminating, feeling depressed, anxious, sad, etc. Y'all done been there. Diagnosed with anxiety and depression, Lexapro, every antidepressant you can think of. But when you glow up, a lot of y'all trying to just heal, it's the glowing up is the integral part of the healing. And it's not just about making him irrelevant, because it's going to do that, but it's about you becoming unstoppable. That's the second pillar. Again, the financial glow up, your empire. It's hard to think like that because clearly things ain't where they need to be or where they want them to be, but you build financially to support what you want to do physically, from your nutrition to your whatever you're going to do. Maybe it's your wardrobe, whatever you're going to do. When you get things right financially, and it doesn't mean becoming a millionaire tomorrow, it means taking a step forward and then adding a step next to that one, and you take that weight off your shoulders, and then it starts to translate to everything else. And then you get an empire because you got momentum that you just kept going. But let's start with the mental glow up, because I talked about this. This was really the foundation first. You being here is a part of your mental glow up if you truly lock in. And I need y'all to truly take this next 30 minutes serious. I'm not going to be here for very long. Take this next 30 minutes seriously as a commitment to yourself that you're going to lock in, focus in. I already put my phone on do not disturb. Only emergencies can kind of get in. But I want you guys to take notes, and I want you to write down the action step you're committed to taking as we go through these slides. It's only a few more left. Only a few more left. But the mental glow up, expanding your mind, is how you're going to set everything else in motion. So whenever you are sitting in your bed in the morning and it feels like you woke up with the weight of the world that you went to sleep with, that in itself is an attack on your mind. That's work to do. It's hard to focus and glow up and set your eyes on something and feel optimistic if your mind is weighed down with the weight of yesterday and things that you can't control. This is why, if you notice, I had you guys put your mind on the 90-day version of you from now, and it was all future tense. For that little moment, you're not thinking about past this and past that. We're not ignoring the past. It happened, and we ain't even got to forget it. But we got to improve how we focus. And as you focus better, your emotions are going to get better, because where your focus goes, your emotions flow. So now we're going to equip ourselves with different mental weapons that allow us to expand. Your next step, learn something that he said that you couldn't. That X, you know the thing that he told you? He counted you out. He talked down to you. He told you how somebody else was better than you. You weren't measuring up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Learn something he said that you couldn't. Take that course. Develop that skill. There's nothing that you can't learn. But see, the old you was in survival. This glowed up version of you you're building now is going to come from strategy. Join communities, any of these. We want to dismantle limitations. Each new skill that you build, it dismantles limitations on your life. It allows you to make more money. It allows you to have better emotional resilience. It allows you to better perform, or to feel better, or to physically look better. Like whatever it is, we need one next step in the mental realm. You commit to that in order to set things in motion for your glow up, because you got to break some patterns. Okay. That's your next step. That's your next action step. You can even travel. I love this one for a lot of my clients, because a lot of women love to travel, but they're with this man, he's insecure, or he don't like to go nowhere. He's comfortable where he's at. He don't want to spend no money. He don't think she should be able to spend her money on what she wants. Visit those places. Stamp that passport. If you ain't got the money to, then you'll be surprised what's available to you in your 1 hour radius. Experience the things that wasn't interested in, that he dismissed. Find spaces and explore things he never appreciated. Navigate this world, because as you do these things, especially the things he wasn't interested in, that you would have did if he was with it or if he had never been born, you are operating in a beautiful act of rebellion against everything he limited you to. As you do things he wouldn't do, or he wouldn't like to do, or he didn't think was so cool, or whatever, you are rebelling against every negative limitation he placed on you. And your world becomes bigger the moment you stop placing him at the center. Hope that makes sense. Mentally, challenge your comfort zone. This is still mental. Any of these can be an action step. I just want to get your brain working in the right direction. Because once you do this, the momentum is going to carry you from there. Go into environments that once intimidated you. Speak up, stand up, speak up. You don't have to just support from the sidelines, sit in the back anymore. I don't care if it's a speaking gig or somebody's coming in town or whatever. I don't care if it's a DM you need to send, something outside of your comfort zone. It's not external validation that we're after. It's simply you saying, I'm shedding the old skin. The skin that was good for that relationship, or that was good for just being broken and stagnant after that relationship. I'm shedding that skin. And your growth begins where his control used to end. I love that, Ellie. You say you're now in network marketing. It involves travel, business. Love that. Okay. Now we're going to get to the healing part. And this is where it starts to merge with the emotional. Again, you're going to heal to the point he becomes irrelevant. You don't have to focus on your vengeance and your karma to get it. I'm not saying you should be trying to get revenge. I don't want to promote that, but let's keep it all the way real. You want justice. And like I said, the glowed up version of you is justice. Y'all, when I say I took my mind off of all of the people that was out there talking at my lowest, people that I helped, people that knew me personally, and now, like, as the years have gone by and I've glowed up, I'm realizing, like, wow, they blocking people for being in their comments saying, yeah, you was wrong about him. Have you seen him lately? They said I wasn't going to have no platform. I'm reached 200 to 300 million people a month. They said it was over for me. They said nobody was going to like me no more. It was done. Anybody would stay away from me, and my glow up is their karma, because now they look like a liar. Now, and that's without me having to think about them. Your healing is going to make that man irrelevant, and your peace is going to come back. You see, a lot of y'all, you get in these relationships, even if the man wasn't abusive or a cheater, and a lot of times I know that that's the case, he robs you of your peace with his criticisms, with his micromanaging, with him always having a problem with something, with him never pouring back into you, depleting you. When you heal, you're going to achieve indifference. And indifference is the crown jewel of healing, because nothing starves toxicity like your peace. Even if he didn't do this big egregious thing, and a lot of times they did, we're going to now get our peace back. You're going to take your thoughts back, and that's going to translate into your emotional experience. And so we need a new next action step for your emotions. Invest in some type of professional support. I don't care if it's a book. They got books for free. They got books for $10. Audible. One of the best things I did, my mental goal, let me get back to that for a second. So my first step was to replace the first hour of my waking up from social media to something productive. I wasn't quite yet into meditation, but for 30 days, I said, I'm going to replace it with something productive. So I found podcasts. I got on Audible. I had audiobooks. And instead of scrolling on social media for the very first hour, I don't even want to open my mind up to that. I want to go find something productive. Then I added meditation. I added an extra 30 minutes onto that for the next 30 days. Because like I said, there's 30 days at a time for your action steps. You take action for 30 days. Maybe after 30, you're ready to add something else onto it or just continue on. I added on meditation. Completely changed my life. Now, that was in the mental. But once I got the rumination to stop, once I got the thoughts to slow down, my emotions felt in control. Anybody put I down in the chat if it feels sometimes like your emotions are going up and down and somebody else is in the driver's seat. Somebody else has a steering wheel. You can't stop them. You can't focus on nothing. Put I down in the chat if you've ever felt like that. Now, for me, again, I took one route, but this is an action step. Invest in some type of support. I had all kind of books. I love books. I had therapists as well. Like I said, I got therapists for me, and I got a separate therapist for my children. Invest in some type of. If you don't got $1,000 for 3 sessions, find you somebody. It could be me. It could be whoever. Somebody who's giving you value. And I want to caution you guys against something because this was some of the trial and error I experienced when I went after a therapist. Just because somebody's a therapist don't mean they're called to do this. I know that's a bold statement to say, and I absolutely want to encourage everybody to go seek a mental health professional, whatever. But at the end of the day, make sure that therapist has either helped somebody you know or in some capacity has already given you value for free. We're in a day and age where you don't just blindly put your heart, your mental health, your emotional wellness in the hands of somebody because they're good at taking tests or they kiss behind good enough to go get a certification. And there is a such thing as a bad therapist. I just want to keep it all the way real with y'all. But invest in emotional support. Maybe that support is a community of women that can understand you. Maybe it's a mentor. It may not be a financial investment. Maybe it's a time investment. Maybe you need to make time to go and meet with somebody if they got something set up again at your church or this particular program or whatever. And this is how you're going to find meaning in all the things that you've been through as well. It's going to completely shift your emotions. You experiencing every single day rumination, again, heartache, frustration, anger. It seemed like those stages of grief just never end. They just keep going back and forth for you. You do have control over your emotions. We just need to take the next action step and then it's over with from there. This is another action step that you can take. And by all means, guys, feel free to add multiple. If you want to take more than one action step, I'm just giving you the next thing you absolutely need to do. But this has been tremendously helpful for a lot of my clients as well. Find your tribe and reconnect with your support system. You see, in a toxic relationship, you can sometimes get isolated. A lot of times it's a narcissistic move. He wants to isolate you so he can have control. And other times you get isolated from the shame because you want to have good updates when you talk to your friends and you really don't. Or he act up or he got something to say every time you go around these people and have these people over. So now you just figure, let me just keep my distance because my relationship is suffering. You might need to now start revitalizing all of those friendships and relationships and whatever's that were strained by being in that unhealthy relationship. And you're going to find that that's the missing piece a lot of times. And that support, they don't like these support systems understand when you find your tribe of women that have been through the same thing you're going through and they've been through it before, you're not alone no more. And isolation is a toxic man's favorite weapon, but community will be your cure. It's okay. Your friends will understand why you kind of fell back. Your mama, your aunties, your cousins, your male friends that he didn't like you, whatever it was, they'll understand why you had to fall back, just take care of you, take time for you, focus on you. Don't have shame. They might not even care for your apology or don't want you to apologize. Reconnect with your support system and find your tribe. Okay? Rebuild those friendships, form new connections, strengthen your family bonds, create you a whole new ecosystem. That X and smear campaigns your name, got people thinking stuff that ain't true. It's billions of people out here. Billions of people out here. Because in this process, what you're going to do is you're going to rediscover joy without permission. You see, the small version of you that he created in that relationship, always look to him for confirmation that it was okay to do whatever it is that you did for you. It always looked to clear stuff by him. We're breaking patterns. We're unlearning. So now we're going to allow ourselves to experience pleasure without guilt. You're going to laugh freely You ain't got to monitor nobody's reaction. You're going to pursue what lights you up without second guessing, without wondering what's going to come from that. How is it going to punish you? None of that. Every moment of joy that you have is proof that your life is yours again. We're going to make joy, happiness. We're going to make a smile on your face, the new normal. The new normal. Again, these are small steps you've taken, and they're going to compound over the next 90 days into a completely unrecognizable version of you. Trust me when I say this. Happiness, your true, genuine happiness. Every time you come across somebody, smear campaigned your name to and told that you was crazy, you was negative, you was this, that, and the other, and you just smiling, you just happy. It ain't even got to be with another man. Just the fact that you just happy and it's without him is going to make him look stupid. It's going to make him look stupid. Matt, let me check in real quick. Comment yes if what I'm giving you guys is helpful so far. I'm throwing a lot at you. Like I said, I don't want to be here all day. It don't even take all day. This is just to get you guys started over the next 30 days to being unrecognizable. This is how women are consistently bouncing back from heartache like a boss. This is literally the step-by-step framework. I have not seen it fail yet for anybody who is truly locked in. But comment yes if this is helpful so far. Okay, I see the yeses. I see the yeses. Choose Compassion said this is a word. Yep, I'm telling you. But it's all up to you what you do. Now let's get into the physical. The physical transformation. What up, Tananya? I couldn't see it. Your physical transformation, like I said, even though the physical is not the most important, it's a part of you. And we want to love on every part of ourselves. As you glow up, you want it to show. That's the language. That's the first thing that speaks before you say a word to anybody. So you want your physical, and it's not just how good you look from birth or whatever. You want your body, your wardrobe, you want your smile, your skin, your teeth, your hair, everything the eye can see before you say anything. You want that to reflect your glow up. You want that to just be on the outside, that glow up that you have to just be the peace shining from within. Because you can tell when somebody ain't taking care of themselves. You can tell when somebody's not okay. And you want everything about you from the inside out to say, I'm not just okay, I'm better than ever, and I'm much better without you. So here's an action step you can take. Nourishing your body with intention. I know for me, I had this bad thing when I was going through my go-through of eating, when I was stressed, when I was coping. And look, I have no problem with you having a little sweet treat here and there. If you need a little dopamine hit, I'm not saying that, but I'm talking about it got to a point where it's changing my body into something I really don't like because I'm eating strictly emotionally. I'm eating to take my mind off of my own thoughts because I haven't yet taken control of them. But when I started eating with intention, that's when I got in the best shape of my life. That's when I got down to between 6 and 8% body fat. As a man, that's what we're trying to be. But whatever it is, maybe you want your physical body to be more curvy. Maybe you just want to take the stomach down a little bit. Maybe you want to remove some of that gut inflammation. Maybe you want to clear up your skin. That comes from diet as well. So you want to hydrate. You want to practice mindful eating. You want to choose energizing real food as often as possible. Every meal, it becomes a vote for your future self. I'm not telling you got to go and clean out the cabinets, throw everything away, and just be this super, super disciplined person. Just one thing that you're going to stay away from. Mine was cereal. But for 30 days, one thing that you want to stay away from, that can be your action step. That can be your action step. Again, we're still writing down for the 4 pillars of glowing up. The next action step, if you get overwhelmed, please understand it's just one thing you need to commit to. Not all of these at the same time. The next thing is to move your body, shift your mind, move your body. You physiologically can move yourself into different thoughts. Sometimes when we lay up in that bed in the morning and we just everything's just so heavy, it's going to keep being heavy until you move. Sometimes you move first and you feel second. Sometimes we say, well, I'll get up when I feel like it. I'll go to the gym when I feel like it, but you need to move first and feel second. Move first, feel second. The exercise that you do is not this punishment. It's, oh my gosh, it's so hard. It is celebration. Maybe the exercise is yoga. Maybe you just want to be a bit more flexible, a little bit more limber, to move around better. Maybe you want to go to the gym and again, lose some weight, gain some weight, get stronger. Some of y'all used to play sports and all these different things, but you done put yourself last for so long, you nowhere close to where you used to be. That's fine. We just going to get one step closer to the glowed up version of yourself. And this is part of what's going to make you unrecognizable. That's not the only way. Because you've been hearing working out stuff, the whole nine. Look, you can also glow up physically just by updating your style. Look in that closet. Look at those things. What don't fit you so much anymore? Maybe some of the clothing looks kind of worn out or whatever. Maybe it's time to upgrade what's in your closet. Maybe you want to try something different than that same old color palette, that same old style. It's not about impressing anybody else. It's about expressing yourself. Because your wardrobe should not hide you. It should crown you. It should reflect you. So we want to reclaim our image. It's going to send a different message to your subconscious whenever you start putting more energy into your physical. I know one of the action steps I did, it wasn't the first one. The first one was to get back locked in the gym and to go hard, and I had a workout plan and everything else. But I invested in the teeth whitening. I'm giving out options so you can make this glow up a reality for yourself. We just need one action step for the next 30 days. Spend every day looking through your closet, finding your clothes as you didn't before. You're going to spend more time on skincare. You're going to spend more time on your hair. You're going to do something for the next 30 days that's going to be a physical step forward. This is how you reclaim your image. Now, this one is extremely important, and people try to skip over this because they've been giving up on themselves financially, but you got to build your empire financially. And empire don't mean you're $100 million mogul tomorrow. Just a step towards financial freedom. Because this is the financial fortress around that crown. This is what secures your freedom. This is what gives you options for what you're going to wear, where you're going to go to the gym, what mental health support you can invest in. The financial piece spills into all of this. This takes the stress off of you because it's hard to meditate and do all of these great things mentally if you stressed about that job you don't want to go to. That's overworking you and underpaying you. And you still got to do it. I get it. Okay, cool. We're going to talk about how to take a next step forward. And it's easier than you think. It is easier than you think. I promise you. Now, this is why it changes everything. Whenever you have some type of financial leverage or peace, it not only develops confidence, it creates options for you, like I just talked about. For everything you're trying to do, we live in a world that charges you for stuff. And even if you're not trying to spend a lot of money, you're not materialistic, just the weight off your shoulders, knowing that you got money in case of an emergency, makes a tremendous difference in you being glowed up. A lot of times y'all having such a hard time glowing up, and it's not because you jumped in a new relationship or you miss your ex-man or whatever. It's because there's so much hardship financially. And if you could just alleviate that to some degree, it can have a ripple effect that would change your daily state. So financially, we want to make sure we're taking some type of action step. I love that, Leandra. You said I'm doing all of the above, reclaiming myself and me alone. Ooh, I love that. And the thing I love about when a woman is truly financially independent, she's able to choose the man that she wants, not the man that she financially needs. Because it's great if you got a provider. I'm a traditional provider. Look, I'm from the old school. I thought that was what a man was supposed to do. But there's a lot of men today who are predatory providers. Let me just give you a little bit on that, because some of y'all have already been through it. A man pay the bills, he do this, do that. But the moment y'all start falling out, he don't want to listen. He don't want to swallow his pride. He don't want to check his ego. He wants to remind you that he pays things, and without him, you're going to struggle. He wants to throw that in your face. That's a predatory provider. He don't want to step his game up, meet your emotional needs, listen to you, reassure you. He don't want to do that. He want to just remind you that He's taking care of the money, so you can't say nothing. The answer to that is to get your own finances in order. And the next step I recommend is to get your credit score to a 700 plus. Get your credit score to a 700 plus. Yeah, Tananya, you were with me some years ago when I talked about 7 Streams Academy. And what I noticed, Tananya, is that a lot of people were looking for things, or they had a passion for things they didn't have money for. If you right now are making it, but you know, maybe month to month, you don't have more than $1,000, $500 of discretionary income, you can't just go get a brand new job or anything like that, don't trip. You can get a 700 plus credit score, no matter how it's looking for you right now, in 30 days or less, by the way. And I'm not talking about, you know, letting things drop off your credit, because that's the long way. I used to think that too. You just need a good credit repair specialist. That's being straight up with you. That's what I did. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I looked into how to repair my credit. I learned a lot, but I wanted to put myself in the hands of somebody who already just kind of knew what they were doing and could get this done finally, because it was holding me back. But when you have good credit, you can access better rates. If you want a car, a house, if you know you're not able to do that right now, but you know you need a new car, you know you're ready for a new home, you get the best rates. You can go with a 700 credit score. I always tell women, you need to be, if you're dating, you need at least $20,000 in the bank account. And if you don't have that, a 700 credit score is just as good, because you can go with that 700 credit score to most banks, pretty much any bank that you find, and they're going to happily give you $20,000 on the credit card just to keep as for emergencies. Just so if you need to move around, you can move around. This is your peace of mind without that ex that was leveraging the money that he spent on you and the bills that he paid over your head. Like that was your pacifier, and you couldn't say something about how you were being treated. This is the part where your ex sees you, and he sees you driving that car without his cosign. He sees you in a new home, and he wonders how you got that, who's paying for you, who's sponsoring you. The whole time you got your credit together. The whole time you got your credit together. The new business that you launched, how does she do that? I thought she was going to need me. I thought she was going to come crawling back to me in order to pay for this business. No, you got your credit together. And your credit score is your financial reputation, but you need to make it work for you. Again, I'm one of those people that I had some mistakes. I don't know if I'm the only one. I made my mistakes. I had all kind of stuff in my credit report that wasn't sexy at all. And if you're like me and you got a long road back and whatever else, you just need a credit repair specialist that can actually help you. And when I say help, I need people to understand it's not illegal. People thinking that, oh, it's got to be on there because I missed a late payment. Late payments, and whether or not they're real or collections, et cetera, is completely separate from the responsibility of the credit reporting bureaus when it comes to them putting this on your credit report. This is according to the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You can look this up for yourself. Google it, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. This is what protects you and me. This is what I didn't know, so I'm teaching y'all the game right now. They have a responsibility in how they report things, and they have a responsibility in how they respond to you if you just raise a question about what's on your credit report. Now, in order to do this properly, there are specific laws you have to reference in your dispute letters. This is what I didn't know. My credit repair specialist, Eli, he taught me. He's not cheap either, $2,000. But it was the best $2,000 I ever spent. I was spending it again, $1,000, however much I got in my bank, I was spending it again over and over again. And I love him because he actually teaches you credit. Like he teaches you what he's doing. He don't just say he's going to do it. He teaches you. But the things that you can legally get taken off your credit report include, but are not limited to, late payments, collections, charge-offs, inquiries, bankruptcies, evictions, really anything. Because the credit reporting bureaus, the credit bureaus, they are bound by laws in the FCRA. And 90% of the time, they either are reporting incorrectly, the balance is incorrect. there's too much to get into here, but the balance is incorrect. The date is incorrect. The date is inconsistent, or they can't provide proper documentation. They have to do all of these things. And if you're getting blown up by debt collectors, that's a whole nother situation. They don't have the right to call you. They don't have the right. You never gave them your information. This is something a lot of people don't know. You walking around with all of this stuff on your credit. You can't get into the car. You can't get into the house. You can't go get a loan. You can't get a line of credit. You can't do nothing. And you don't even have to do that. You just need to be able to leverage the FCRA to create the right dispute letter to send to challenge them and make them do their due diligence, in which they're not, so you can get those things off and you can get your credit restored. Once you master the game, you never again have to play by somebody else's rules again. And you can do this in 30 days or less, or rather, should I say, a credit repair specialist can do this for you in 30 days or less. So those of y'all who don't have perfect credit, anything like that, look, take it from me. I had a 400, I think it was a 490 something. I got to an 816. That's my highest credit score. My lowest 748. There's 3 bureaus. And there's different things, different agencies or different companies report to different agencies. It's too much to get into. My lowest is a 748. My highest is an 816. And that's up from a 400 and something on average, 490 something. I already seen some questions asking who helped me with my credit. Comment me if your credit starts with a 4, a 5, or a 6. And you want my credit repair specialist to fix it for you to a 700 plus in 30 days or less. It took me 30 days. But when I got my credit, like, this was the next step. Again, you don't need to do everything. You don't need to go get you $50,000 in the bank. You don't need to go start a new business tomorrow. You don't need to go you don't need to do any of that. You don't need to go ask somebody for some money. You don't need any of that to financially glow up. You just need to take one step forward. The step I would recommend is you getting your credit repaired, if it's not currently, and getting it up to a 700 plus in as little as 30 days. If it takes a little longer, it's at least going to improve, but it could take 60 days, 90 days. But at least 30 days, you definitely should see some changes in your credit report if you're working with a proper credit repair specialist. If you want mine, comment me, and I will send you my credit repair specialist. Now, I'm giving y'all the game. I typically charge for this, but when I got my credit repaired, I was able to go and get immediately $30,000 from the bank. I just needed peace of mind. I wasn't about to go blow it on no nonsense, no trips. I just needed to make sure I was good. And once I had that, I was able to reinvest into multiple streams of income again to support what I'm doing now, because I had pretty much taken my foot off the gas pedal with what I'm doing now. I stopped getting blown up by all these bill collectors all the time. And that weight lifted off my shoulders so I could just breathe again. I don't know how many of y'all are in this situation, and you ain't got to tell me your business. But when the money ain't right, the finances ain't right, it's hard to think about anything else. And I'm not saying you can't pay your bills, because you're probably paying your bills. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you know you don't have as much discretionary income to go and take that trip, to get your kids what they want for Christmas, to fix yourself up the way you really want to, it's hard to do a lot of things. Let me see. I'm looking in the comments now. Okay. So yeah, if you want my credit repair specialist, again, he is not cheap. He is $2,000. So maybe you want to wait or something like that. But this is what he agreed to do. For those who are watching this right now, I paid $2,000. Friends, everybody else, once I got my money right, I paid for a lot of people this now. He agreed to work with 25 women. That's how much capacity he said that he has for the remainder of this month. But 25 women, not for $2,000, but for just $250. $250 total one-time payment. Or he even has payment plans as low as $64. $64, like literally, this is insane. If you are committed to taking the action step, if whatever your action step was, if your action step was to get your credit clean, Get your credit repair. Get it up to a 700 plus. Like I said, you could choose whatever one that you want. And you want me, or you want my specialist rather, to work with you. He is working with the next 25 women who click the link. I'm posting it now. You should see it down at the bottom. The next 25 women to click get access. Should be a little button down there. If you don't see a button, you should see a link. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and share my screen so I can show you guys what you're going to see. Okay? Show you guys what you're going to see. If you're seeing it right now, if you're seeing the link, if the page pops up for you, that means there's still time. All right. So if you guys can see my screen, what you'll see is, first off, ignore the top left. That's a completely different add-on. If you want to do more than just the credit repair, you can do that. I'm talking about here, the rapid repair. You don't have to do any of that. The Credit Freedom Program is what it's called, $250, okay? One-time payment, not $2,000, and only for the next 25 people. That's extremely important because after this, I know somebody's thinking, well, D, what's the catch? He's going to fix my credit, and it's for this. What's the catch? The catch is, if you are a procrastinator and you don't want to do this or whatever, you want to wait or try something else, you're going to be paying $2,000, or you're going to go with somebody else who can't even work as good as him. That's up to you. You do you. This is the person I can vouch for because he's literally who fixed my credit. And if you can fix mine, you can fix anybody, because I have some real debts on mine. Anyway, when you get here, for those of you who want to take advantage of the $64 payment plan, you'll see right here, you don't even have to start with $250. Y'all don't know if y'all understand what that means. A 700 plus credit score in 30 days or your money back, and starting for $64. I put the link down in the comments. You should see it right now. $64.37. I'm sorry, let me be specific. You would check out with Zip. I think it's Zip. I didn't do the payment plan. Of course, like I said, I paid $2,000, but you would do this. It's going to have you like go through, make a short account or something like that. And that's what you're going to use to check out. Okay. When you click the link, this is what you should see. If you are within the next 25 women who are signing up, that's how much capacity he has. And he works directly with you to get your credit in order over the next 30 days. Now, if he looks at it and he says, oh, this is going to take 60, there'll be an improvement in 30, but the full credit repair will take 60. If it took you 10 years, 5 years to jack your credit up, you can wait 2 months to fix your credit. I'm giving y'all somebody legitimate, not somebody who promising it's going to happen tomorrow. Especially not for this price. But for those who are looking at this right now and your action step financially was to get you a 700 plus credit score, this is what I would recommend. Okay? I just put the link down there. You guys got it? Let me put it again. Okay? You should see the button down there. You should see something that says get access. Right now, for the next 25 women that click will get access to work with my credit repair specialist for not $2,000, but $250. Insane. Insane, by the way. All right, let me bring y'all back. Oh, it's still sharing the screen. Stop sharing. There we go. All right. We're not done. So that's for those whose credit score starts with a 4, 5, or 6. And again, if you click on that link and it pops up, there's still time. I'm pretty sure it's going to run out today at this rate, because I'm seeing them come in now. I get a notification. So hurry up right now. If that was your action step, if you want your credit repaired, that's the best next step to take. But again, we're not done. We are not done. Let me see how to go next. So just to sum this up, when we're talking about glowing up, a lot of you envision that girl, you envision that version of you, that bombshell who got her money right, her mind right. She's emotionally in a great place. She's untouchable by the negativity. She's unrecognizable to anybody that played with her. She's not in the place that she was left at. She transformed mentally. She expanded her mind emotionally. Her heart is free. The soul ties are broken. Physically, she looks better than ever. Not her high school, college years. She looks better now than ever. And financially, she has independence like never before, even without a man. This isn't your comeback story. This is your coronation. It ain't got nothing to do with revenge. It ain't got nothing to do with getting your get back, your lick back, but it's going to do it in the process. That's the beautiful thing. Because it's like when you don't just survive what tried to break you, but you become untouchable, there's no better karma for that ex that played with you than that. And if you commit to this, you're going to become somebody he never thought you could be. 100% mentally expanded, emotionally healed, physically reclaimed, financially independent. This glow up got to be personal to you. It's got to mean something to you. And again, I don't know what your ex said to you in terms of how you're never going to be this, or nobody's ever going to want you, or who's going to want you, or you think men are just lined up out here that want to be with you. But the glowed up version of you is what's going to make him eat his words. It's not going to be him going through another relationship and failing. It's not going to be somehow, some way, eventually he's going to run out of money himself. The real karma is seeing what your life looks like devoid of his poison, and everybody else seeing it too. Looking better, feeling better, being better. Now, with that, I talked about how whenever you glow up, there's always a bonus, but the same thing goes for here. I don't know if you guys like free bonuses. Y'all tell me down in the comments, do you guys like free bonuses? Matter of fact, let me take this off the screen. Do you guys like free bonuses? Put yes down in the comments if you like free bonuses. Put yes down in the comments if you like free bonuses. Because I always like to reward people who put the time in, the energy in on themselves. And those of you who stayed to this point, it tells me that you're serious about this. And I just want to reward you. The world kind of ignores those who are really taking themselves seriously enough to work on themselves. I want to reward you. Put yes down in the comments. Okay, I see it. So here's my free bonus to you. You stay to the end. I'm about to give you my newest book, Manipulation Clapback book, that gives you 110 manipulation clapbacks. How to recognize those subtle attacks that manipulators use to guilt trip you, gaslight you, or control you. I'm giving you not only what they say, but how you can clap back in a way that's assertive, that stands for you, and that heals you of any people pleasing you once upon a time suffered for. This is the anti-people pleasing handbook. People pleasing will be a thing of the past. If you've ever been that woman that put people first, and they put you last, they do you any kind of way, and you stuck just wondering why they can do that, and that's not how you would do them. I'm going to give you word for word responses to shut down manipulative games without losing your peace. You don't have to stoop down to their level. You don't have to change your character or your heart. The Manipulation Clapback ebook, The Empath and People Pleasers Guide to Reclaiming Their Power. If you've ever suffered from any type of people pleasing, this is for you. How to set boundaries so strong they cannot be twisted back onto you. The tools to truly build confidence and emotional armor so manipulation never keeps you stuck again. Every clapback in these pages, it's not about arguing with him. It's about ending the argument within you. So this is what I'm about to give you. I just want you guys to understand. I want to walk you through so you can actually utilize these tools. Because again, I don't give fluff. I give you actionable steps, tangible teachings that you can actually do. Because without that, I can't get the testimonials from y'all whenever you do transform. That's the first free bonus, but there's more. My second book, 100 Narcissistic Attacks. A lot of people don't know. These are designated. There is a label to the things that your intuition picks up on. You can't quite put your finger on, but you know something ain't right. So I created a list of 100 narcissistic attacks and how to deal with them. This isn't just a verbal attack. This isn't just the words, but the passive aggressive, the retaliation, the smear campaigning, the celebration hijacking. There's 100 attacks that a narcissist will do. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, whether you're co-parenting, whether you're in a relationship, possibly now with one, or you've been in a relationship with one, these tools will break the cycle of any self-blame so you can see the patterns for what they are and reclaim your power. Once you recognize the playbook, you can stop playing the game. Shout out to you, Tananye. Oh yeah, Eli is the truth. For those that congrats to those of y'all who got in to the 25. Again, if it's still up, I really want to let you know, get off the fence. $64. You're not going to find anybody legitimate. I'm stamping this guy's legitimate because he's done my credit and I've seen his work. You're not going to find nobody who's going to totally repair your credit for nothing close to it. Not legitimately. But back to what I was saying. Free bonus number 2. Now, there's too many to list. Tananye, this might interest you because I remember you being a Self-Crown VIP. But free bonuses 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which I've never done before. I'm giving you access to my private community. I started back in January 2019. So we've been rocking now for some years, but of like-minded women who are on the glow-up journey, healing journey, pleasing, giving themselves closure, the whole 9. If you listed in your action step for your emotional glow up, for your mental connect with community, this is for you. This is for you. If you see that online, it's a lot of drama and a lot of mess, and you're just wondering where the women that think like you are and not the trolls, this is for you. This is also the only place you can get my coaching every single week. After this 30 days start, if you want my coaching to continue to be there for you, if you want me to hold your hand along this process of you glowing up, this is for you. I specialize in women that want to glow up, women that want to heal, and women that want to avoid time wasters on the dating scene. If that's any of that is you, you're not going to get access to this for free anywhere else or ever again. And honestly, I'm going to take the next 25 people as well. I'm going to honor that 25 women limit because this is the first time and the last time I'm ever going to do this for free. I'm about to give the link. I got to replace the link with the credit repair. And then here you can actually get not just the ebooks I listed before, you can actually get 15 total ebooks, my best-selling books over the last 15 years I've been doing this. I have 15 books now. From the 30-Day Feminine Reset, for those of y'all who got into your masculine, dealing with somebody who left you hanging and had you hyper-dependent or hyper-independent, should I say, and left you to heal, and you got into your masculine energy because you was dealing with little boys, to Don't Forget Your Crown, that's the most notable work I have, to poetry, the whole 9. 15, all 15 of my books over the last 15 years, and audiobooks, free. And continued access to the courses I upload every month. Now, this is a lot. And again, this is something I've never done before. I will never do again. I'm going to do it for 25 women, action takers. You listed out those steps to get to the glowed up version of you. If you see any of those action steps being something that within these resources, you feel like you would be better supported by, this is your opportunity and your only opportunity to get it for free. Right now, let's see, let me put this. My Patreon is giving you 7 days of free access to get a hold of these resources. And then after that, if you love it, keep it for $20 a month. Not a cup of coffee, not a soda, nothing costs $1 anymore. Less than $1 a day. That's if you like it. If you don't, you pay me nothing. If you love it, you give me less than $1 a day to continue guiding you every step of the way on your glow up. Now, I've had some people in my Self-Crown VIP for the last 6 years straight, and it wasn't $20 a month. But if you want access to me, you can go. Honestly, I'll tell you this. Say if you just want to go in and get the books. Normally, people would not tell you to do this. I say do this. Go in, start a free trial for 7 days, Download the books for free. I'm giving them to you. And I'm saying this because I'm cutting it off at 25 people, but I'm giving them to you. And then cancel, because you can cancel anytime. This is not a contract. It is not going to charge you if you cancel. I don't want you inside these resources if they're not helping you glow up. And I have the confidence that's exactly what's going to happen. I've had too many testimonials. I only want you there if I can blow your mind, if I can truly support you and where you're at, and I don't want you there if you can't get anything from it. But if you want all of those bonuses for free, go to my Patreon. The link is down there. It should be down there in the chat. You should see it down in the chat. Or go to patreon.com/Derek Jackson, Derek, Jackson, my name. And the only opportunity I've ever created to get all of my life's work for free right now. Right now. Sign up for a free trial. I have daily affirmations. I have a whole lot of stuff I didn't even mention because it's too much to mention. But I wanted this opportunity to be given to those of you who had a why that was powerful enough, like I have a why, and all you needed was opportunity. All you needed was access. To that woman, like I said, this ain't for everybody, but to that woman, God heard your prayers. You're not alone. You don't have to do this alone, but only if you're willing to let me help you. Now, that part, you control. If you won't take advantage of a free resource, if you won't take advantage of crazy discounts to get that ball rolling in your life, then I got to play hardball with you a little bit. How much do you really want it? This is free or dang near free. From the credit repair to this, that's up to you. I'm not here to make you do anything. And I love and I support you either way it goes. Now, if you want to get this later, you can get it for full price by all means. Same thing with the credit repair. You can get it for full price later on if you want to. But for those who are action takers right now, I wanted to reward you. I wanted to honor that because I know y'all are the ones who actually make the transformation. Y'all are the ones who in 90 days, you're actually unrecognizable and you come back to me and you give me testimonials that helps me help more people. That's what I'm looking for. So at this point, you get to make a very definitive decision. Is this going to be the day that changes everything? 90 days from now, you're going to look back on today and say, well, yeah, that was when I shifted. That was my shift. That's when I started my climb. Is this the day where you start writing your testimony about how you glowed up like never before? Now, of course, I hope it is. And for those who are on the other side, I'm right there with you every step of the way. I got your back. You don't have to do this alone. And for those who are coming into my community, congratulations. I'm about to go over there and make sure I shut it off at 25 people. I put the link down in the comments, but I will see y'all on the next one. Y'all be good. Hope you guys enjoyed the Glow Up Guide. I hope this was helpful to you. From the bottom of my heart, I hope this was helpful to you. And I look forward to those of you who are choosing you for once. You chose everybody else. Now it's your turn. Congratulations.